From the Cronkite studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Devastating storms across Arizona led to deadly flash flooding in the northern part of our state. Cronkite News takes you to the small community coping with a major loss today.
Meanwhile, Metro Phoenix is cleaning up from its own storms. We talked to experts on these climate patterns, bringing the valley stronger and wetter weather.
And another update from DPS and the shootings on the I-10.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Audrey Wheel.
And I'm Sydney Glenn. Thanks for joining us. Arizona is recovering from another round of dangerous storms. Thousands were without power overnight here in the valley, but the hardest hit area was in the northern part of the state. Deadly flash floods hit the tight-knit FLDS community that lies on the border of Arizona and Utah, Colorado City, Arizona, and Hilldale, Utah. That's where Cronkite News reporter Julia Thatcher joins us live.
What we know right now is that the two border towns saw 2.5 inches of rain yesterday in about 2 hours. As of this afternoon, city officials have confirmed 12 people were killed in the flooding, all women and children. The youngest was just 4 years old.
One eyewitness says that he was in a vehicle further up, and it got clear up to his vehicle, several hundred feet up away. And so he got in his vehicle, got out of the way, and when he got up, the vehicles were gone. And so that's basically the vehicles were swept into the creek and down.
Yes, I'm outside the Colorado City Fire Department right now, and as we were driving into town earlier, we hardly saw anybody on the roads. The streets were covered with water and mud. When we walked inside the fire department, however, it was a very different crowd. We saw people by the masses. However, there was very little conversation, even among the children. Everyone seemed to be very emotional inside. The fire department and local community have started relief efforts for the community. There's cases of water outside. Inside the fire department vehicle over here, people have been bringing out food, blankets, anything they think the community inside might need. There's also an American Red Cross van over here lending their efforts to the community as well. We did leave a press conference earlier when we saw statements from family of the victims as well as statements from city officials. The community seems to be relying on each other for support right now. You can see people coming in and out of the fire department, driving in right now. The two border cities have been under a flash flood advisory for the majority of the day. This is actually the least amount of rain that we've seen since we've been here. It is picking up right now, though. People have been just offering their support, doing what they can for one another. We see fire trucks coming in and out, everything that they can do. I'm live right now in Colorado City. Cronkite News, Julia Thatcher.
Back here in the valley, cleanup is underway from our own round of storms, and many longtime residents are surprised by the number and force of the storms we've been seeing. Cronkite News reporter Eleni Dow is taking a closer look live in Phoenix. Eleni?
Here in the valley, we had lots of wind, rain, and damage. Take a look at this radar loop from the National Weather Service. You can see in a 24-hour period, most of the state got some amount of rain. The National Weather Service says this monsoon season has been above normal for rain, and you can see those wind gusts. In some areas clocked as high as 59 miles per hour. But could this be the last storm of the monsoon season?
We're here at the end of the season. The wind patterns are shifting now. We're getting drier air coming into Arizona. Typically, there's what's called a transition event, which is really the true kind of last hoorah event for the monsoon.
It's been a particularly damaging monsoon season. These past couple weeks have been really tough. We've had a lot of damage to the system, a lot of pulls down.
Lots of damage out there. At the height of the storm, 15,000 people were without power due to those downed lines. Parks across the valley are also dealing with trees ripped out by the roots and downed branches. Still lots of cleanup on valley streets from downtown Phoenix all the way until Scottsdale and Fountain Hills. In Phoenix, Eleni Dow, Cronkite News.
The Phoenix VA hospital is looking at more damage after last night's storm. Hospital officials say patients had to be moved to other rooms, and veterans looking for admission were sent to other hospitals. The VA hospital had just finished repairs after an August monsoon storm. And thousands of Valley residents were without power after last night's storm. The storm brought heavy winds that knocked down power poles and lines, but utility officials say they were able to work quickly to restore power to most customers this morning.
New details from investigators in the I-10 shootings case. They will be handing out flyers in both English and Spanish with information on the shootings. There haven't been any new incidents since last week, but investigators are still urging Valley residents to be cautious and contact authorities if they see anything suspicious.
If you are seeing something above on an overhead pedestrian bridge that doesn't look right to you, call us. Driver behavior alongside you, something by the side of the road, just call that tip line, or if you feel you're in danger, call 911.
The Arizona Department of Public Safety says bullets have struck 7 cars, with another 4 vehicles hit by projectiles since August 29th when the shootings began. The reward for information that leads to an arrest now stands at $50,000. The string of freeway shootings now has Arizona State University keeping its student shuttle service off the stretch of Interstate 10 where many incidents have occurred. University buses must avoid the section of highway between 35th and 83rd Avenues. 6 Arizona school districts took buses off certain highways last week due to safety concerns.
The Arizona Department of Transportation has selected a preferred alternative for a proposed high-speed rail line between Phoenix and Tucson. The line would pass through Queen Creek and Coolidge, and mayors of both towns tell Cronkite News they're optimistic about the economic boom the new route would bring. Another plan would follow the existing railroad corridor between Eloy and the East Valley and into downtown Phoenix. ADOT says the goal is to cut congestion and travel time along Interstate 10, which is projected to increase considerably in the next 30 years. For a full multimedia report on the rail plan, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Meanwhile, construction on the South Mountain Freeway extension is already underway, and Cronkite News wants your opinion on transportation in the valley. ADOT has already started demolishing homes to make way for the new freeway. It will run 22 miles through Ahwatukee and connect to the I-10. The Cronkite News Public Insight Network Bureau has set up a special questionnaire to get your input for our transportation coverage. Go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org/pin to share your opinions and help our coverage.
A federal preliminary injunction hearing was held today in the case against Vima Nutrition. Cronkite News has been tracking this story closely. The popular nutrition drink company is based in Tempe, but the Federal Trade Commission filed a complaint against Vima, calling it a pyramid scheme. Federal investigators shut Vima down over concerns that they were taking advantage of young, inexperienced workers as sales affiliates.
More turmoil in the Arizona Department of Education.
Coming up next on Cronkite News, Superintendent of Public Instruction Diane Douglas refuses to attend an emergency meeting of the Board of Education.
Plus, Arizona is the worst in the nation when it comes to one set of childhood vaccinations. We'll take a look at what the state is doing to protect public health.
The easiest and best way to support Arizona PBS is by becoming a sustaining member. Your monthly contribution of $5 or more comes directly from your bank account or credit card, so you know your membership is always current. It also means no more renewal notices in your mailbox. So more of your dollars go to the programs you love. It's convenient for you, greener for us, and better for the planet. Become a sustaining member today.
The Arizona State Board of Education called for an emergency meeting today to discuss the resignation of the executive director of the board. But the superintendent of public instruction, Diane Douglas, refused to attend the meeting altogether. Cronkite News education reporter Angie Schuster attended the meeting. Angie?
Just a few minutes before this afternoon's meeting, Diane Douglas released a statement explaining her decision not to attend the meeting. Douglas wrote, "Unfortunately, State Board of Education President Greg Miller has turned SBE meetings into spectacles that do nothing but harm our education system." She also accused Miller of inciting conflict and not being able to control his temper during meetings. Today's meeting was supposed to be about the upcoming resignation of Executive Director Christine Thompson. Both Thompson and another key staff member, Sabrina Vasquez, were fired by Superintendent Douglas last February, something that the governor and the Board of Education ruled she did not have the authority to do. The board also discussed Douglas's lack of compliance in granting employees of the State Board of Education unit access to documents, records, and electronic information. They unanimously passed a decision to pursue litigation against Superintendent Douglas if she continues to refuse to comply.
I'm suggesting that we should look at a motion to authorize a lawsuit to be filed immediately upon the superintendent failing to comply. I hope she will comply with the board's policy and litigation is not necessary, but given the recent history, I'm not terribly optimistic.
Douglas sued the board in May, arguing the Arizona law gives her power over the board. The judge sided with the board, and Douglas filed an appeal. She made a motion last week to accelerate the appeal, meaning that the final decision could be made by November. In the broadcast center, Angie Schuster, Cronkite News.
School lunch prices are on the rise this year, up by as much as $0.25 per meal. Cronkite News reporter Cassandra Anfinson shows us what's behind the increase.
The actual increase varies by district, but when I visited the Mesa and Scottsdale districts, the increase was up 10 cents for a total of $2.60 per lunch.
Students at Yavapai Elementary School are paying a little more for their school lunch. Just like you may be paying a little more for your groceries, schools are also paying more for food. Patty Bilberry has been the Director for Nutrition Services at Scottsdale Unified for the past 10 years. She says schools are required to keep prices fair for all students, part of the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act.
It requires us to look at our paid meal price in relation to our free meal reimbursement and make sure that those align with each other. So you don't see your paid meals being supported by your free meals.
The federal regulation was passed back in 2010. Districts look at their lunch prices each year to try and meet the standards.
That doesn't always relate to a price increase. If it shows that we are aligned, we don't have to do a price increase.
The Mesa Public School District will also be increasing cost of lunch, but not breakfast. Nutrition Director Loretta Zullo says it's important to try and keep the prices down.
We tried to keep it to a minimum because we do know that increasing meal prices can create a hardship for families, especially if they have multiple children in various grade levels.
Zullo says kids are getting more for their money and healthier options.
If you look at the amount of nutrients and the choices and variety that are presented to kids at lunchtime, parents still reap a great value by choosing to have their kids participate in the lunch program.
The cost increase only covers the menu as it stands now. The items available on the menu will not change. Good news for families in the Scottsdale and Mesa area, the cost of breakfast is staying the same. Live in the Media Center, Cassandra Anfinson, Cronkite News.
The National Immunization Survey revealed that Arizona was the worst in the nation for measles, mumps, and rubella coverage rates. Reporter Jesse Schultz found out what exactly this data means.
I have a son. He's not vaccinated for anything.
According to the National Immunization Survey by the CDC, Arizona has an 84% coverage rate for measles, mumps, and rubella vaccinations, the lowest rated in the nation. One House representative, who is also the executive director of the Arizona Partnership for Immunization, is concerned by the lower rates.
For a number of years, we were making progress and our numbers were going up. And the fact that this is trending downward would be the reason to be a bit concerned.
The state health department says a 95% coverage rate is needed for Arizonans to be protected from a measles outbreak, and that the survey's data isn't as accurate as their own.
Our data represents 240,000 children in Arizona specifically, and our coverage levels are close, if not at or above, the national coverage levels.
The NIS is a random phone survey that only covers 15,000 children nationwide. Parents who don't vaccinate say they're concerned about the health risks.
It's definitely a red flag, and autism does run in my family.
But McCune Davis and Christ both say that parents need to do their own research.
And they are doing it in some cases based on old studies that suggest that MMR vaccine causes autism, which has been totally debunked.
We need to do a better job of making sure people know, A, how dangerous these diseases are, and B, that vaccines are safe.
Richardson says, in the end, it's the parents' decision.
Ultimately, it comes down to their child and what they think is best for their child's body.
In Phoenix, Jesse Schultz, Cronkite News.
The Arizona Department of Health Services has a plan to increase vaccination rates by making it easier to get a vaccination, reducing barriers to get shot records, and educating the public on the dangers of low coverage rates. Coming up next on Cronkite News, it's been a big day for two Arizonans.
A big honor takes them all the way to the nation's capital.
The White House launched Champions of Change to promote those who are making a difference in their communities, and that's exactly what these two young women are doing in Arizona.
Plus, we take a look at a federal court ruling that could affect international students who want to stay in the U.S. after college.
Hi, I'm Paula Kirker, president of PBS, and I'd like to personally thank you if you've made a contribution to 8 Arizona PBS. You know, when you fund your favorite shows on this station, you're ensuring great television continues to be available for yourself, your family, and everyone in your community. One of the easiest ways to do that is by making a monthly contribution on an ongoing basis, what we call sustaining membership. When you call, tell us how much you'd like to donate each month. Our current sustainers tell us that $10, $15, or $20 a month is best for them, but you decide what works for you. After you've made that call, we will deduct that amount each month from your credit card or your bank account, and we will continue until you tell us otherwise. Your membership will always remain current, and renewal notices will become a thing of the past. Best of all, your ongoing support means that the best television on television will continue to come your way every single day of the year. So please, consider a sustaining contribution today. Thank you for your support of this PBS station.
Cronkite News is a real newsroom with real stories told by real reporters.
Bringing you the latest in all news, all Arizona.
Live in Yuma. Live in Globe.
Reporting live in Phoenix.
Live at the Republican headquarters in downtown Phoenix.
Cronkite News directly connects the nation's capital to yours.
While Arizonans anxiously await the outcome.
I spoke to Congresswoman Kirkpatrick.
Live in Washington, D.C., Stephen Hicks, Cronkite News.
Now airing on 8 HD, this is Cronkite News.
2 Arizona women are being honored in our nation's capital. It's an award for those who bring innovation and change to their communities. Cronkite News reporter Adriana Barajas is live in Washington, D.C. Adriana?
It's a long way from Arizona to the White House, but the women honored here today traveled the same path, helping their communities.
When the Ali Avila came from Mexico to the U.S., she never imagined she would end up being recognized as the champion of change in the White House.
When I moved here, I didn't expect, it wasn't in my head, oh, I'm gonna get to the White House.
But Avila wasn't the only one. Among her were 10 other young women, including Arizonian Amanda Chachin. Chachin was nominated for the work she did with students in the Navajo Nation. They submitted a video for the First Lady Michelle Obama's Reach Higher initiative.
And our students created a 5-minute video on YouTube and talked about the work that we did. And through that video, the First Lady was impressed with our video, or the office, and they nominated me for the White House Champions Award today.
What brought Avila to the White House today was her significant impact within the Hispanic community and her contributions to the Isaac Amaya Foundation.
One of my directors from work actually nominated me, so thanks to her, I was nominated.
For these 2 young women, walking into the White House was a dream come true.
I think it was just a feeling of wow, I'm here and I'm here with my family at the White House to receive an award for our Native communities. It's just awesome.
Avila agreed that this recognition was thanks to her family and community.
We moved here, we started from zero pretty much, and thanks to them, the push, my mom, my brothers, thanks to them, I got to college, I graduated, and now I'm doing the work that I'm doing.
The 11 women honored today are the latest of hundreds cited in the Champions of Change program, which recognizes ordinary Americans doing extraordinary things in their communities. Live in Washington, D.C., Adriana Barajas, Cronkite News.
Also from the White House, ASU will lead a national effort to get more girls involved in STEM. The announcement today tapped the school to oversee efforts by 19 universities and partners to support girls in minority and STEM fields. The collaborative will help assemble a toolkit and online workshops, train hiring managers and key personnel in addressing bias, support minority women in STEM majors, and build a database of programs that help them. ASU's Center for Gender Equity in Science and Technology recently hosted a roundtable on the topic.
A federal court ruling could end a program that affects tens of thousands of international students specializing in science, technology, engineering, and math. STEM students could qualify to work in this country for more than 2 years after graduation. Cronkite News reporter Fan Wang has reaction to the ruling.
International students are facing more uncertainty about their job opportunities in the U.S.
There's definitely an anxiety among the international students about this.
A federal court temporarily eliminated a provision that allows international STEM students to extend their year-long work permit an additional 17 months.
I was a little surprised because the rule has been in existence since 2008, I think.
Salman Chima is originally from Pakistan. He leads the research team at ASU, where 13 out of 14 people are international students.
In the U.S. market, there was more need of technical workers, and there were not enough U.S. citizens and permanent residents that had that kind of qualifications.
But the Washington Alliance of Technology Workers filed a lawsuit arguing the STEM extension caused injury to its members through increased competition. The federal court in Washington granted the Department of Homeland Security 6 months until February the 12th, 2016 to comply with the 90-day public notice and comment requirement.
If I understood the court decision correctly, it seemed more of a procedural violation, that if they followed the procedure correctly, they didn't have any objection in principle to the rule itself. So that seems a little hopeful. But in the meantime, there is a bit of uncertainty, yeah.
International STEM students can continue to apply for an extension until the ruling is final. In Tempe, Fan Wang, Cronkite News.
Companies that hire international STEM graduates include Google, Apple, and Microsoft. Fall break is almost here, and lots of Arizonans may be planning a trip to the coast or south of the border.
Coming up on Cronkite News, we'll take you south of San Diego, where there are now new passport requirements you should know about before you travel.
Fridays, it's at Cronkite News, your social sharing connection where you choose the news. Facebook likes and shares, tweets, retweets, and favorites. YouTube views and subscriptions. We're watching you watch us. From our digital home at cronkitenews.azpbs.org to your television, web browser, or mobile device. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Then join us for at Cronkite News, our weekly refresh, each Friday at 5 on Arizona PBS.
Tickets are available now for one of the most anticipated luncheon events of the year. Join industry leaders from the worlds of media, politics, business, and education as we honor award-winning news anchor and late-night host Charlie Rose, this year's recipient of the Cronkite Award for Excellence in Journalism. The event takes place at the Phoenix Downtown Sheraton on Monday, October 19th at 11:30 a.m. For tickets, visit azpbs.org/Rose or call 602-496-4539.
Hi, I'm Judy Woodruff, co-anchor of the PBS NewsHour. Preparing the next generation of journalists has never been more important than it is now. With its groundbreaking partnership with Arizona PBS, the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at ASU is revolutionizing journalism education to provide students with a real opportunity to work and learn under the supervision of veteran journalists, producers, directors, and editors on newscasts, investigative stories, and documentary productions. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, reinventing journalism education in the digital age.
Mexico will start requiring Americans and other foreigners walking across the border to show their passport.
That's a big change for Arizonans used to planning quick and easy trips to places like Rocky Point. Cronkite News Borderlands reporter Carla Leone traveled to San Ysidro in Southern California, the first border crossing where the rule is now enforced.
On the southwest border, people are used to showing proof of citizenship to enter the U.S.
I do business in Baja California, and I do business here in California, so I cross the border every day.
Alex Castian is among 9 million pedestrians a year who use the busy San Ysidro crossing. The new facility includes a separate line for foreigners who, in addition to showing their passport, will have to fill out a form. Many border residents worry that it will create a new backlog, and this time for people visiting Mexico.
With the new procedures taking place, foreigners are not only affected economically, but also in their personal lives.
I am extremely upset about all this because it's just scaring people away, and Tijuana lives for San Diego.
Border cities in Mexico depend on tourism. It's very bad, says Arturo Ramirez, who earns tips carrying bags for Americans using this cart. For now, the passport requirement is only being enforced at the San Isidro pedestrian crossing, but eventually Mexico will expand it border-wide. In San Diego, I'm Carla Leon for Cronkite News.
Government officials from both Mexico and the U.S. say the passport requirement is an effort to improve border security.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's next on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
Coming up next after Cronkite News, it's Arizona Horizon. We'll see how the state has prepared for National Preparedness Month, and we'll show you the winners of the Arizona Forward Environmental Awards. That's next.
I'm Gwen Eiffel. On the next NewsHour, we talk with the German ambassador to the U.S. about the global repercussions of Europe's ongoing migrant crisis. Tuesday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.